intention is always so important, because if we don't know where we want to go or how we want to feel, it's hard to get there, right? So, my intention for you, again, is to help you today have the shift, the breakthrough, the aha moment that's going to allow you to literally get out of your own way, get unstuck, and start lifting and shifting and raising your vibration, because that is going to be the first step that you need to implement in order to change whatever is going on for you. And really, I want to bring in a piece around awareness and observation and noticing what is going on for you from that neutral place, that non-judgmental place of compassion and unconditional love. And actually, my first mindset shift has to do with the non-judgment. So to really apply this to what I'm talking about, if you are having a day where you, for example, wake up feeling like crap, okay, or you're feeling tired and depressed, or whatever that is, or you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, okay, is to first notice what it is that you're feeling, right? Notice it, acknowledge it. But then that second piece of non-judgment is so important. And I really want to highlight this and share how even just starting to implement this shift can really shift things for you. And I know that for me, I used to, like, for example, if I would wake up, with, I don't know, like with a headache or not feeling well, I have some allergy issues, and I occasionally get like a, kind of a sinus pressure and headache. And I did a video recently on how I couldn't believe like how fast I actually shifted and dissolved my sinus headache without medications, drugs, anything, with the tools that I'm sharing with you today. And so in the past, if I would wake up feeling that way, if I would wake up feeling like crap, right, yes, I would allow myself with the compassion to know I needed to perhaps rest and self-care and drink more water, or maybe, take some supplements, or whatever the case may be, right? All those things, I'm not saying to throw them away. And what I've learned, as I have been practicing these hacks more and more, is I actually don't need those other things. I mean, the water, I think we still need the water, but I don't need like the supplements and the other things as I don't rely as heavily on them as I used to. Okay. And every situation, of course, is going to be different. But when I went into this place of like judging the fact that I felt tired and I had a headache, and, I would start to go down this negative spiral, and I would essentially like lock that in place. And I already, that is that self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I would already be fulfilling that prophecy of the rest of my day, or even maybe a couple of days, or, again, depending where I was on the journey. This has gotten over time better and better and better, right? Shorter. But I would literally kind of, have deemed myself as having that headache or feeling like crap or whatever it was, and like, just write the whole day off, essentially feeling like, oh, this is just one of those days and I'm not going to be able to do anything. And I wouldn't try, and I would kind of just wallow in it, and I might crawl back into bed and take some supplements or make some tea, or, whatever the case may be, right? And while that's all fine and good, and maybe at that time that was what my body needed, what I have learned, again, fast forward, is that when I actually slow down and just get conscious around, first of all, the fact that I was already judging and determining, and focusing on, oh my God, I have this headache. Oh my God, why me? Oh my God, why today? Oh my God, why did I, why do I have to have these allergies? Why do I have, my head is hurting, whatever it was. Like you would go, you can go down that path, right? And I would actually kind of pause and take a breath and choose. Here is the second mindset shift that we're going to go into a bit more in depth is I would literally choose now that I actually didn't want to hang out there, very long, or if at all, right? And so I would choose to maybe grab my journal and start writing how I actually wanted to feel, how I actually knew that I could feel, because I had proof I felt fine the day before, right? So I could, tap into that, and I would start writing how radiant and healthy and energetic, and I could breathe freely and all of these things, right? I would choose the health and the feeling good and the and not judge it, right? First, not judge it, but then choosing something different, choosing the feeling good, right? And every case is going to be different. Every time it's been different, but what is going to help me in this moment feel better? Maybe it's my journal. Maybe it's I'm just going to go outside and go for a walk. Maybe it's I'm going to, maybe I will use some essential oils or, make a cup of tea, whatever that is. But more important than actually those things and actually following through is important in doing them, but it is that initial decision that I am choosing to feel better, even if it's like at first baby steps, right? And so that second mindset shift has to do with the indecision, meaning where in the past when I was less conscious, and really just focusing on, oh my gosh, I can't believe I, feel like crap today. And if I kept focusing on that, right, it got worse, it lasted longer, right? Like maybe within a day or two, it might go away on its own. But because I kept focusing on it, what I noticed in hindsight is that I was actually perpetuating it, right? Instead of, again, not judging it and not getting upset about it and getting sucked into this woe is me, feeling sorry for myself around it. I actually didn't judge it and I chose to shift it. Okay. So those are the two mindset shifts. That first one is the non-judgment, and the second one is the cost of indecision. Because here's the thing, when we don't choose it, and again, we have to be aware that we're judging it and focusing on it, right? When we don't choose it, we end up by default choosing to stay in that energy. I hope that makes sense. Let me know if it does for you. Let me know. Okay.